Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Kylie Neville. I'm a senior here at Summerfield. My plans after high school is I'm going to go to UT and study biochemistry with the goal of becoming an anesthesiologist. I'm a part of NHS. I'm on the varsity softball and golf team. In NHS, I am an officer. I'm the secretary. Jen is also in NHS, so I'll let her finish this.
Good morning, everyone. I hope we're doing well. My name is Gianna Stout. I am also a senior here. My plans after high school are to attend Michigan State to major in early childhood education. Yeah. And I would like to introduce August Ost, our superintendent.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. It is. I am right along with Miss Booker with the woohoo. I forgot. We ate lunch together, and we mentioned the elementary ed. So that's exciting news for the future of education. But thank you all for being here today. Second community breakfast of the school year. I think our first one was last October. Great turnout. I think we had over 21 individuals speaking today. And I was almost a little worried back in the fall, how could we kind of replicate it? There was a lot of engagement, a lot of positive feedback, but I mean, everybody came through again, and I'm excited to put the word of what's going on in our area out to the community again. So we have a few members of the community here today. We're recording it again as we did in October. So it'll flow the same. The microphone is pretty sensitive, so please don't feel like you have to stand behind the podium. You're more than welcome to when you're speaking, but if you want to come out, you're more than welcome to. It'll pick you up. I have a timer set up again. I still laughed last year. Ms. Booker mentioned that she had the stop sign and the green sign, and that was the cowbell when you were out of time. So we won't have the cowbell. I think a Will Ferrell every time we think of the cowbell. We won't have that, but we will have a timer going over here. That way you can just see your time counting down from 3 minutes. We'll try to stay on close to time, just so everybody can get back to the busy day they have, I'm sure, ahead of them. So thank you for moderating today. Every time Kylie and Gio will come up, they'll introduce the next speaker. So we appreciate these two seniors for being willing. They were definitely a little bit nervous to start today, probably Kylie more so, but we made it through the hard part. So great job.
Thank you.
All downhill from here. Want to just say that our thoughts and prayers are with the Dundee community. Kind of a heartbreaking thing out of Dundee a couple of weeks ago. They had a current freshman actually committed suicide. A lot going on with that right now, a lot of conversations. There's a lot of talk that may be associated with bullying and just the way, just some treatment with the young lady. But I'm from Dundee originally, 18 years there. Bella Creedy was the young lady's name. I spent time with her since second grade. So it hit close to home. Having a daughter in the same grade as her at Dundee High School and knowing this girl since second grade, so a lot has been put in perspective the last couple of weeks about just appreciating what you have in your family and holding them tight, and we have to have some hard conversations here too, I think, just in the future. We're fortunate 2 social workers are going to be Ms. Sallow today, our high school, junior high school social worker. We have Mr. Bain in the elementary school. So I think there's a lot of great things happening here to make sure we're supporting kids socially, emotionally, but we still want to make sure we're having the conversations and taking proactive steps to make sure kids are just taken care of, not just academically, but all around taken care of. So hard time, thoughts and prayers to Dundee. Christy Rogers from Cairns is in the back. She's done a lot with the community. Summerfield actually sent flowers over to the funeral home. She dropped off a thank you card. I know you've been instrumental in the whole thing, just helping the family navigate the waters. You can imagine how challenging that's for them. So the big thing out of Summerfield right now, we do have a sinking fund on the ballot. May 6th is voting day. It's a $2.5 million request for the course of 10 years. So we have had a couple community meetings. Currently, I'm not a guy who loves being on the camera, but we're out and we're making little videos. The other day, we had a gentleman from Train with us, and we were on the roof, and we were doing a video like, here's our current air handler, here's our problem with these air handlers, here's what the importance of maybe looking to address this is. Then we're posting them out on YouTube, then out to social media, just so we can let everybody not just hear what we're talking about, but see it. So we'll have another one coming out later today. We have a community member, Mr. Stoner, coming out on Monday. We're doing one on the roof. So just trying to make it more than just print, which I put the flyer we have up front. So a lot of information on the sinking fund is here for you to take on your way out today. But we want to do more than just put flyers out. We want to get the word out. So we do have a community meeting this next Thursday in this room at 9 a.m. where we're going to talk specifics about the sinking fund. And then we have an evening meeting scheduled for Monday, April 28th. That's at 6 p.m. in the high school cafeteria. We'll talk about the safety funding in there. So the job right now is just informing the community of what exactly the request entails so they can make an informed vote. So a lot of good. Thanks again. We'll talk a little bit more at the end, but we'll keep it rolling.
I would like to bring up to the stand Miss Booker. I feel like I'm in a courtroom saying that like that.
Gianna, you should have introduced me, then I guess you could say my future.
I know.
Good morning. I just wanted to talk about something that just recently we had this week. This is called Preschool Pop-Up. And so those of you that look out may have had children that went to our community education preschool program. Several years ago now, the governor has decided we want to have preschool for every 4-year-old. It's a great, wonderful thing. So ours has transformed from tuition-based into it's called GSRP, Great Start Readiness Preschool. And so we started out with one classroom of that, one classroom tuition-based. And there's lots of qualifiers, one of them being income, but they raise that each year, and the whole goal is eventually to take that up, and there's a 4-year-old free preschool program for everyone. We are now at the point this year we have 2 classes, 20 students in each class. We have for preschool, and we even have another room that we have licensed in case we were ever to need more room or space that we could do that. So when the preschool pop-up, the parents come, and we tell them all about it. The kids go in the room, they get to see the room. While we're talking to the parents out there with the program, helping them with their applications. Something that made me feel really good when I was there on Monday night is seeing some former students, really good and really old. You see the former students who are bringing in their 4-year-old. Yeah. And you're like, what? Right? What's going on? But I will say this. Now, there's always the kids that you have in school, you're like, they're on the course, they're on the track, they're trucking right along, right? And then there's the kids that you're putting a lot of time and effort into in hoping that they could believe in themselves as much as you believe in them. Well, I was fortunate enough that night that in just talking to them, I didn't get to talk to everyone, but it is in depth, but a handful of them about where are you now, what are you doing? One's a pharmacist, one's a nurse, one's a special education teacher, 2 own their own businesses. One wrote their own book, and so it was just, and out of those, I'm not saying who, but there was a couple of them I was like, really? Like, we've come a long, long way. And out of those conversations, especially with a few that you wondered, you prayed and hoped that they would see the gifts that they had and use them for good. A couple of them shared with me about how they got to where they were. And one of them was that he went to me and he was talking, like, I was just totally blown away and impressed by what you shared with me. And he said, you know what? Mr. Hewitt told me I was his project back when I was in high school. And I said, well, I think you did a really good job. He goes, I agree. And then I reached out to Jack, and Jack said, actually, we still have breakfast from time to time now, but he's an adult. I invited him. He's one of the ones that has his own business and wrote his own book. And I invited him in. It's a children's book. And to read it to our 3rd graders and share it, because I tell you, back in the day, he didn't want to sit down and write anything. So he took an experience he had though, and he shared it through a children's book. So he's going to come in, hopefully, we'll get that set up to read that. And research tells us it only takes one person to believe in you. And I think it's very impressive that here, being small, you got one person can even be the one that's the top of the food chain here, which is the superintendent, right? But I've had stories, over the years, it's been the librarian, it's been the custodian, it's been the teacher, it's been the parent that comes, the grandparent, I can tell you some of the grandparents that comes in to volunteer on a regular basis. So I thank all of you for coming here and being part of this, because that is part of giving back. I also want to say that sometimes we laugh and we think once they're kids, everybody wants to reach out, right? And help kids believe in themselves and see the gifts they have. Sometimes we as adults need to get to do that for adults. So my challenge to you this morning is to spread that out to some adults that you see might need a little extra support and help. Okay.
I didn't want to interrupt that message, but I did want to ask if there was a cowbell.
You didn't start it.
Oh, I did. And it
It beeped.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't see it though.
It done 3 minutes ago. It's okay. We were about to. Sorry.
My evaluation.
Remember that kindness thing.
I know, it was a big message. I tried not to say it.
It wasn't very supportive.
I know, my fault.
Maybe Cam will shave something off of her.
I like that you did say that it right out.
The next person I would like to bring up here is Ms. Klasinski, our junior senior high school principal.
Alright, I have to share kind of my Joey shared her kind of wow moment when, former students are bringing their preschool age children to register. This year in our senior class, I had my very first child of a former student graduate. Makes me feel approximately 130 years old. But it's all good things. My biggest thing that I wanted to kind of brag on today, because I will never stop taking advantage of opportunities to brag on our amazing kiddos here at Summerfield. I wanted to share kind of an accomplishment, a moment from National Honor Society. I have served as our National Honor Society advisor for my 9th year, and it just brings me so much joy to work with literally our best, our brightest, our hardest working kids every year. They're fantastic, and every year I'm excited to see what great things they're going to go out in the world and do. These two included. So our National Honor Society students, in case you are not aware, they are responsible for so many different initiatives and developments within our community throughout the school year. We participate in Adopt a Road through the, I can't think of the acronym, the Monroe County Road Commission, something like that. We do that 3 times a year, and our next time is actually this Sunday. So if you guys are out driving on Ida West around noon, please give us a honk, a wave, and move a little bit away from the curb. I'm excited. The weather looks like it's going to be beautiful. I told the kids this morning when we're doing April Adopt a Road, I've had 80 degrees and I've had snow. So I'll take 52 and sunny, and let's hope that it stays that way. Our kids also run 2 Red Cross blood drives every single year. We do one in the fall and one in the spring, literally right here where you're sitting. And those drives are responsible for registering a lot of first-time donors. And it can be kind of a scary experience sometimes for our students to be a first-time donor. We have emotional support stuffed animals. We have kids high-fiving and give it all the support is there. It's fantastic. We also run a homework helpers program at the library that meets 2 times a week. That offers support for any kid that wants to show up and get a little academic support from here. We help with ticket takers. We have students who are doing great work through their churches, through their communities. They are coaching, they are repping, they are running Sunday school programs. They are doing fantastic work throughout the school and throughout the community. So I always want to highlight that. And this morning, I had Kylie help me do a little bit of math. The 31 students that we have in National Honor Society this year, this school year, have done 1,008 volunteer hours. So I had to brag on them because they are doing absolutely tremendous things, and I'm excited to clean up Ida West with them. Thank you for your time.
I would like to next introduce Miss Sallow. She is our, oh my goodness, I almost just said emotional support person. I mean, kinda. She's gonna be talking about our Bulldog boutique and the stuff that she does with it.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, I am going to talk about Bulldog boutique, but I want to brag on these 2. So I'm also our SPLIT advisor, which stands for Student Prevention Leadership Team, which focuses on educating peers on the dangers of substance use, specifically the core areas are marijuana use, vaping, which is really big right now, misuse of prescription drugs, and underage alcohol use. And we also focus on mental health awareness. So we did a self-care fair back in January, and Kylie and Gianna have really just stepped up and helped tremendously with SPLIT. And I just appreciate their support. It's a student-led group, and they have just been top-notch with everything. And one of the other initiatives of SPLIT was the Bulldog Boutique, which I'm going to talk about today. And that is, and every time you see me up here, if you came years past, I talk about this. This used to be we used to call it the care closet. We rebranded it the Bulldog Boutique, and I tell you, every day, in fact, I just took somebody down there this morning who forgot some deodorant. So we have everything for students, and sometimes adults who forget things, right? And we just have really turned that into somewhere that's comfortable. I think the girls would agree with me on that there's not a stigma to going down there and grabbing something. We've all forgotten something, but we are still in need of things, and specifically some clothing items. We are depleting our items, especially for young ladies. They are loving hoodies, leggings, so as you're going through your closets this summer and you see things that maybe some teenage girls would like to wear, bring it in. We are happy to take any donations, food donations. I did bring some flyers here if you want to grab one on your way out. It just lists some of the things that we could use in our boutique. I also want to just talk, August had mentioned the tragedy in Dundee last week. And actually Kylie came to me earlier this week and talked about collaborating with Dundee's split team, reaching out to them to see what kind of support we can provide. So we're in the process of doing that to see if there's anything that we can do as a school to support. It's so close to us, our neighboring district, and I know some of our students were friends with Bella, so it hit them hard as well. And one last thing Split is going to be doing next week. They're supposed to be coming in today. We just ordered some magnets from I don't know if you're familiar with the 988. You can call, text, it's a crisis suicide hotline. We have magnets that we are going to be placing in lockers next week. Every student locker here, 7 through 12, will have that, so it's right in their locker. If they're not comfortable talking to somebody, there's a QR code they can scan, or they can text or call, and somebody will be on that other line for support. So we have support here in person, but if they need something, but they're not here, it's an easy number to remember. So the girls are going to be helping out with that next week, putting that in every locker. So, but appreciate it. And again, these girls are just phenomenal. They represent Summerfield so well. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. The next speaker that we have is going to be Jessica Cribbs. She is our Rose Run Director, a school board member, as well as a community leader.
Hello, good morning. I'm just putting my signs, the yard signs we have available every year for the Rose Run. My name is Jessica Cribbs. I'm a Summerfield graduate in 1996, and I'm the race director. This was an idea I brought to my family after I lost my mom, Rose. She was a Summerfield grad of 1972. Many of you knew her quite well. And so when she passed away breast cancer at the very young age of 54, we knew we wanted to do something. So I was like, hey, how about we get people to run? And how about we do it on community day? Everyone really wants to go to the dance after. And really everyone was like, whatever, Jess, let's do it. So, I had recently talked to one of the seniors. She interviewed me for a paper for her college class, and what was I going to say about that actually? She asked me about a legacy about this. Let me tell you what the Rose Run is first. Actually, I'm going to do this and I'll start a timer. The Rose Run is a 5K. In case you don't know, it's a 5K run walk here in Petersburg on the morning of Community Day, which is always the second Saturday in July. And we kick off in the morning. Our weather has been great. And Jesus, for this beautiful weather for 16 years. We're heading into our 17th run. And it will be Saturday, July 12th. So we will be that morning, and then the Community Day Parade happens around noon. So what's really been awesome is that I've been encouraging the Community Day activities to start sooner, and they absolutely have, because people didn't normally set up until 11 or so before the parade. And now they're with us at 8 a.m. setting up their booths, and so people are kind of hanging in town, having coffee, having breakfast. But we have done this since 2009 when my mom died. So again, 17th run. We have raised over $200,000, not just in the community of Petersburg, but I have recently relocated back from Los Angeles after 22 years, and we raised money for the Disney Family Cancer Center, and we helped pay in the name of my mother, which is amazing because her name's now on the building in Burbank, California. We've raised money to help for a tomography machine, which is a 3D imaging machine for mammography. Anyway, I just really wanted to to introduce myself. I'm wearing one of our most popular shirts. We're known for our t-shirts because we get good quality and they're our best advertisement. I see people wearing these in Ann Arbor, Toledo, like everyone all around comes to purchase. We have 30 seconds left. This is our family line. You can see the church in town if you know what our starting line is. I have a girlfriend who is a Disney animator who did this for us, and all of our big numbers on here are our birthdays, so we can identify who's who. Anyway, 12 seconds left. We need sponsors, volunteers, participants. Saturday, July 12th, theroserun.com. I have to unfortunately leave to go sub in class for my niece, but I left some mugs. Please take a mug or two on your way out. We have plenty of mugs to share with everybody. Theroserun.com, Jessica@theroserun.com if you have any questions or I don't know. Some of our sponsors are in here. Anyway, I'm gonna run, but I actually love to stand at the finish line and watch everybody come in for 16 years. I will never participate in this. I love watching you all. Anyway, Senator, I'd love to have you there, and I don't know if Mr. Bruck came in, and then I'm sorry I can't stay, Chuck, to hear you, but I have to go to the classroom and take care. And I'm going to request a drink commission because I have a watch culvert, and I'm going to. Thank you so much, guys. Have your team on. I have to go.
I would like to next introduce Pastor Ellis. He's a pastor at New Life.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. She set this chair up. I think I'm just going to. The world. So glad to be with you. So happy that we get the opportunity to share these moments with each other. And maybe we'll do more than 2 next year. I don't know. Maybe we'll do 4. Who knows? But these are always a treat just to get to connect with the community, especially in this season. You guys all know we're in Easter season, and Easter season in the church world is like Super Bowl season in the football world. So of course we're really busy at the church, and one of the things I passed out when I came in, hopefully you'll have one of these. If not, I got more. This is our annual Easter extravaganza. And this year we're adding for the first time a special needs event for children or families who have special needs in them. And we're really excited about this. It just seems like there's been a lot of families with special needs coming to the church, and we've seen that this is a real point of need in our community. So I hope you take this and I hope you share it with people. You can scan the QR code, get more information, share the webpage with people. If you know a family with special needs and you would love to see them to be able to participate in an Easter event, please pass this along and let them know. And otherwise, tomorrow at the church at 11 o'clock, we do our annual extravaganza. It's huge, 5,000 eggs. We have everything's free lunch, free games, free prizes. We just want an opportunity to bless our community and to have a chance to serve you. So we'd love to see you out there. And I just want to encourage you too, as Easter is approaching. I think of one of the resurrection stories in John chapter 20. This is after Jesus has risen from the grave, and Mary Magdalene comes to the grave, and she's coming to expect to anoint Jesus' body, put oils, burial spices on Jesus' body. And when she gets there, she discovers he's not there, and she's distraught. The great moment of this story is Jesus shows up, but she doesn't recognize him. She thinks he's the gardener, and she says, please, if you put him somewhere, let me know, because this is heartbreaking. Where's Jesus at? And there's a moment where the Bible says Jesus calls her name, and when she hears Jesus call her name, suddenly she has a revelation. Oh, this is Jesus. And John chapter 20 says she then goes to embrace Jesus, but Jesus tells her, don't embrace me yet. I've still got work to do. And I thought about that scene for us, and I just want to encourage you with this, because I got 10 seconds left. This Easter, listen to Jesus call your name. I promise you, he's calling your name. And he told Mary, don't embrace me yet. And I thought, what is that all about? And theologians have wrestled with this for years. But at the very least, Jesus is saying, you gotta hold me differently. It's time to do me differently. And that's what I want to encourage you guys with this Easter. Hear Jesus call your name, and maybe it's time for you to embrace him differently. Thank you very much.
All right, our next speaker is Steve Cook. He is the director of LifeWise Academy.
Well, good morning, everyone. I think I'll stand so I don't slide backwards. Thank you, Pastor Josh, for setting that example, demonstrating that. This is new to me. Josh offered the extension, extended the offer to me to come and speak about this. So I was excited to be here this morning. It's been a very long week. I was actually just recently accepted a position for program director for LifeWise Academy, which is, if anyone's not aware, it's actually teaching the Bible into public school students during public school hours. Just for a quick understanding on that, there is 3 criteria to met with that. This is not something that's forced upon anyone. It's got to be off school grounds, it's got to be privately funded, and it's got to be parent permitted. So this is only for students that are wanting to do this. It is something that is created for them. It's been a law since 1952, and those 3 criteria have been kind of difficult to meet for several years, but it has actually now happened. I'm currently working with Whiteford School District, watching their program director, working with him, helping me understand what I'm coming into, because quite honestly, this is like saying, hey, you have a new business, here it is. Now what do you do? So I'm literally learning every single day something new, just having the steps put in front of me and just trying to follow what I'm doing. I'm just super excited for this opportunity. I can say this is not something that I plan on going into. I had this challenge in my life where my hours changed. I actually worked for a manufacturer for down Jeep, and things have changed, and I opened up and said, Lord, what do you want me to do next? Because I see this door closing, and I'm looking for something to open up, and spoke to Pastor Josh, and he spoke about this opportunity, and I just went for it. And this is not something that I feel that I wanted. It was something that I was called into. So I'm very excited knowing that the Lord is going before me every step that I take. The relationship that I have in here, you can see a familiar face here, and there probably will be more of this happening, but I'm super excited to do this. Not just because of the knowledge, one thing that we talk about with, when it comes to the Bible, it's not so much about the head knowledge. We're working on the heart knowledge, and that's what we want to see. We want to see change in people's hearts within the community, and we're looking forward to teaching this to the students. Would it be done before?
All right, I would like to next introduce Nancy Clark. She's the director at the Senior Center.
I may need his extra
30 seconds. Mrs. Booker took it.
I am Nancy from the Dundee Area Senior Center, and we have had a phenomenal year at the end of 2024. We took in 156 new members. We are currently standing at 626 members, and in the first 3 months of 25, we've taken in 40. We're really kind of outgrowing our facility, and we have certainly outgrown our curriculum. We're just blessed beyond measure. So a couple of statistics I want you to know. We are the Dundee Area Senior Center, and what does that mean? It means we partner with Petersburg, Somerville Township, Ida, Raisinville Township, and then Dundee Village and Township. So we have a wide area. We also deliver Meals on Wheels all over this area. We deliver 5 days a week, currently at 100 people, driving 135 miles a day with volunteers. We do outstanding work. Having said that, we provided in 24 12,533 lunches in the senior center. We provided 19,540 homecoming meals. We actually, over the course of last year, that's not. like to be a wellness check, and we did find a deceased person when our person went in to deliver a meal this year. Last year. Those are the tough times, but we do a critical part of doing a wellness check. But if I have learned anything in my 9 years, I want these words, so I'm not going to stop and tell you them all in. And I am going to read it because this is what I found out at the end of 2024. We are all different, and we all face different obstacles in life. We hope that our lives will become easier and without the stresses that we have in our younger years. A sense of purpose is vital for people of all ages, and it is especially important for seniors to feel that their lives have meaning and significance. Involvement in community activities and events provides opportunities for individuals to engage with others, pursue new interests, and contribute to their communities. When seniors feel valued and involved, they are more likely to experience a sense of purpose, that's me, and have well-being. We are that place where you can come. And we come as old friends, but yet we have the opportunity to meet new friends. Loneliness, isolation, it's one of the hardest things that we go through as seniors. Our purpose at our senior center is to provide a place to come for activities, volunteer opportunities, fundraisers, really good meals. And we do lots of different programs, and we have lots of services that come through the center. We always are looking for drivers for our meals program. The outcome of all of this is we are promoting personal growth, friendship, health, and independence. We strive to be the very best we can be for all of our senior population in our little corner of Monroe County.
You.
Our next speaker is Allison Ingersoll, the owner of the Platinum Senior Solutions.
I'm Allison. Platinum Senior Solutions is my company that I started a little over 3 years ago, right here in Pittsburgh. We're an in-home care company for seniors. And it was interesting that Nancy pointed out one of the big struggles that seniors have is the isolation and the loneliness. And when we think of in-home non-medical care companies, we think of people just going in and taking care of the physical needs of the person, but really that's only a small piece of it. A lot of it is the isolation, the loneliness. We're there more for companions and, being their friend, making sure that they realize that they are important, that they have work, sitting down and doing something with them, taking them to the store, taking them to the senior center, taking them out and having a nice meal with them, making sure that they still understand that they're an important part of the community and important, And a lot of times we become very close and become very good friends with them. So that's one of the things that I want people to realize is that we're just not here to come in and, help somebody with a shower, we're in and we're out and we're on our way. I can't even talk about that. I was going to talk about somebody that we just lost this past week, but I won't do that. We get very close to our clients, and we've taken care of now, in our short 3 years, almost 75 people here in our community. Not just in Monroe County, we do some Monroe County, we do a little bit in Lucas County too, but 75 people is a lot of people. And I don't have many people that work for me either. And they're all local people that work for us, so, you're not getting somebody that you don't know. I know everybody. All of my caregivers are referrals from people I know or somebody that knows somebody. And a lot of times when I go to like health fairs and things, I try to give my pamphlets out to people and they're like, oh, I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't need you. And just last week, I got 2 brand new clients, and I'm like, oh, how did you hear from me? Oh, I don't know, a friend of a friend of a friend got your pamphlet from somewhere, or got your business card. Oh, my friend's sister bowls with a lady who got your, it's like, oh, I don't need your pamphlet. You might not, but somebody else might somewhere down the line, you never know. So it's just, shows the importance of networking and getting together and community and things like that. And you might not need us, but some days you might know somebody who does, so thank you.
I'd like to next bring up Christy Rogers. She's the director of Child Advocacy Network.
All right, I'm going to talk as I walk because I literally have to wear 3 hats, and August is a big bully. First for United Way, because Laura couldn't be here, health checks. 20 or 22 panel blood screen for like $20 or something like that. If you don't have the $20, there's coupons available. Also, it's not just for seniors. Honestly, $20 is cheaper than my copay. It goes right to me and follow with your doctor. So flyers are around for that. On the back of this sheet, Paul's Health Spring Fling. If you're unfamiliar with that, that is a place for women to go in their recovery. But what's amazing about this place is they allow women to bring their children. So they are really family-based, and I have strong families. Nobody becomes a parent to fail, and I really just bring them up. So please come. You'll see me there. I'm sure you'll see a few other people there. It's a great time. So on my flyer, as August mentioned, I've had a rough couple of weeks. I just noticed that the phone number is actually 734, not 737. Everything's together in like less than 2 hours. So Child Advocacy Network, as you've heard, we do safe sleep car seats, which I was on the news last week. New car seat law went into effect. I'm not going to go into that because I only have 3 minutes. So the big thing I want to bring up, and it kind of, you guys led into it, the positive experience that you can make on a person. So now I'm officially certified in training HOPE, which I did a little blurb here, healthy outcomes from positive experiences. That's when we all have crap in our backpack. Whether you are, sitting up, the sheriff or something has happened that you have come from resilience from. So we need to make sure we're being that positive person, or whether it's an adult or a child. Another new one that I'm super excited for is NEAR training. That stands for the Neuroscience, Epigenetic, ACEs, and Resilience. So that explains how trauma works in the brain. How children, they can't come to school and learn. You can't keep yelling at them because guess what? Everything's going to stop right here in the brainstem, and they can't learn. They can't close off that brain and actually take in the important part. As somebody who drove a school bus drivers need to be aware, like, you're setting that child up to start learning from the moment they see your face. So breathe in with a smile. Schools are the center and heart of our community, so if we have strong schools, our community will go stronger. I've been working with Mineral Public Schools and there are 2 people that they have there, and things they're doing at Mineral Public Schools is amazing. And us 3 have this pipe dream that they can work with me and we can get out to all the surrounding schools that are much smaller and really have a good foundation for all of our schools in Monroe County, and then get out to maybe the sheriff's department. Laura, your company, just because people come in and out when you brief them, just the importance of being nice. So yeah, again, strong family, strong communities. And because I'm a woman of my word, if you were here, August, I'm so sorry, you've been such a good support to me this week, and I couldn't make them bigger. I have lots of baby pictures of August. My word. If you'd like to go over these, if there's a couple students. Okay, my word.
Yeah.
You get us all the time next week.
Our next speaker is going to be Joe Bellino. He is the state senator.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Pastor, thanks for telling us. Pastor, so there you go. That's Easter week. You never know when Jesus comes into your life and things happen. And you don't plan on these things, but you're involved in Split.
Yes.
I'm a drug addict in recovery. I wish Split would have been around when I was in high school, when I was dabbling in alcohol and drugs. Politics. Politics. You know there's a Jesus when you turn on the TV and you see the governor 15 feet from the president. He had something to do with that. Never would have thought it would happen, but I love it. The governor's in D.C. advocating for Michigan. He should be doing that. That's wonderful. If you've read lately, we're working on 2 different proposals for road funding. Mr. Road, one would have significant revenue enhancements, and the other one would take existing revenue and move it around. For instance, the sales tax on gas is not for the roads. It's $700 to $1.1 million, $1.1 billion a year. Something we ought to think about. I don't think we need to give $500 million a year to the MEDC to bring in big business visits. The dad's not there. We're giving all this big money to these big businesses. They're coming in. They might be staying for a year or 2, and they're out here. Or like GM, we gave them $600 million. They sold it to a Korean company. I voted on that. I feel like they slapped me in the face. So I think moving revenue that I think we're wasting and putting it toward roads is a better thing for Michigan. So when I think about that, we have to do things that are better for the locals. If we're going to have a road package in a year, or 6 months, or 2 years, whatever it is, for the session's over, I believe we need to have more money sent down to the locals. We have stupid rules that we've made up over the years, stupid laws that say that Dave can only do 4 projects a year on his own, not more than $100,000 a year, or something like that. I want to raise that. If we're going to have revenue enhancements, fix roads, we need to give more money to our locals. So I proposed a bill and dropped it 2 weeks ago. After I met with people that would be no on this, we got a number they liked. I said, look, if you get a road package, this is what I want to do. Drop this bill, it gets through. They're all for it. So we need to have more money for the locals. So Dave can spend, over $1 million a year on a project or something like that. That would be a lot better for our county. Our roads are funded through something called Act 52. It's a bill we passed in 1952. It's changed, the roads have changed a lot since 52, but I gotta be honest with you, I don't really want to change Act 52 because we do pretty well down in Monroe County. Washtenaw, Wayne, Monroe, Kent, they want to change it because they've got 6-lane roads that we don't have, and they're getting the money for 2 lanes, not for 6, so they want more money than that. I don't want to change it. It's good for Monroe County, so that's where I'm at with that. Thank you very much.
Oh, wait. No, I'm up. I would like to now introduce Anna Marie. She's the clerk and register of deeds in Monroe County.
Good morning, everyone. For those of you that weren't here in the spring, sometimes when people ask, what does a clerk's office do? Well, we hold a lot of records. We issue licenses, marriage license, concealed pistol license, doing business as assumed names. We hold all the birth records for the county, death records. We oversee the elections, which has pretty much taken over our office with the expansion of elections. And we're also the filing officials for the 38th Circuit Court. We attend all court hearings and also secretary to many of the boards in the county. After last year's election cycle, we thought this year was going to be kind of really mundane and quiet, but it's ramping up to have more elections than we had expected. One of the important ones are the school elections. On May 6th, we have proposals for Summerfield Schools, Whiteford School, and Mason Consolidated Schools. August 5th, we will have a District 2 Commissioner race, as well as possibly a community college millage as well. I don't know if they've decided whether they're going to be August or November. And then in November, we will wrap things up with city elections. So we continue to improve services in the county clerk's office. For the first time in a long time, I can proudly say we're full staffed. Nowadays, it's hard to do. So we're real happy with that. To give you a little bit of background, Register of Deeds is actually the 5th required statutory county office. But back in the 50s, I believe, Monroe County combined the clerk and Register of Deeds office. So now one person holds that, and that happens to be me. As far as in the deeds, One of the sad things I want to report is that property fraud is on the rise nationally. What's property fraud? This is bad actors that are recording deeds in their name on your property. So we have to thank the legislature for expanding the who could be charged, because it used to be anybody who recorded this deed, this fraudulent deed, was the only one that could be charged. But now it's expanded it to include anybody who prepares it, as well as someone who presents it to the Register of Deeds. So that's been expanded. They've also made it a felony. So we are really hoping that that's going to deter some of that. We do offer a free service called Property Fraud Alert that you can sign up for, and you can put sign up your name as many times as you want, or as many ways as you want, however you have it listed on your property, and you'll be alerted if anybody files anything on your property. All right, thank you very much for having me. It was great to be here.
Our next speaker is Jeff Yorkie. He is the prosecuting attorney for Monroe County.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I love this breakfast. I think this is a great idea. I think I've attended almost every one that you guys have had in the last couple of years. So a lot of people don't really realize what the prosecutor does. There's the obvious thing: we prosecute criminal wrongdoing that everybody knows about, but we also protect victims, and we protect witnesses through our crime victims rights unit, and most importantly, we prevent crime. We do everything that we can to prevent crime. We work in concert with schools, with the sheriff's department, with other community leaders to try to accomplish that stuff. So what I like to do when I come up here with my 3 minutes, now 2 minutes and 10 seconds, is to talk about some of the things that we've been doing. So let's start with the prosecuting part. Everybody knows about this case that we just recently successfully prosecuted, this one boat club case. That was a big feather in our cap. It really illustrated how well our office works with law enforcement, specifically the sheriff's department who investigated that case, and how we were able to present that in a cogent manner to a jury and get a successful prosecution. We think that's obviously the most important thing that we do, or one of the most important things that we do, and that cooperation is important. On the protection end, we're right in the middle of National Crime Victims' Rights Week, where we bring attention to victims of crimes, and to that end, my victims unit holds a sort of they call it Denim Day. It's where we take sexual assault survivors and we bring them all together for a day to celebrate their strength. These once very vulnerable people have turned that into a strength in their own lives, and they use it to help other victims of crimes, specifically sexual assault crimes, and make them as strong as they are. And then finally, the prevention end. On the prevention end, it always starts with the kids, and it starts with guys like you. I'm so proud of what you guys do. I love to hear that you guys are involved with Split. I think that is a fantastic idea. And we at the prosecutor's office are trying to do something where we work with some of the members of the Split team throughout the schools all across the county. We're trying to start a vision of a mentorship program where basically what we're doing is we're taking the leaders, the student leaders like you guys, and we're pairing them up with some of the less fortunate students and trying to get them to work together to, in the end, prevent crime. You want to get them to school, that's the number one thing that you do. So looking forward to continuing that. Outside of right now, we're working in Monroe, but we're trying to work throughout the rest of the county. So thanks, everybody.
I'd next like to introduce Lauren. She is the Assistant Prosecuting Attorney of Monroe County. Of course.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Lauren Boudre, and I work for Prosecutor Yorkie as an assistant prosecuting attorney. I've been an assistant prosecutor my entire career, dedicating my life to public service. I've prosecuted everything from traffic tickets to homicides. And my primary duty in the office is to handle all of the high-level drug trafficking cases that come through our doors. We have two major thoroughfares in Monroe County, I-75 and US 23, and those two highways are hotbeds for criminals trafficking drugs up to Detroit and down through Toledo. I work very closely with our local drug task force, Mantis, who focuses on high-level drug trafficking criminals in the county. They also focus on businesses who use these businesses as fronts to hide proceeds from drug trafficking. So removing dangerous drugs off the street is obviously very good for our community. However, in my role and with the support of Prosecutor Yorkie, I like to take it a step further. I've become an active participant with the Monroe County Substance Abuse Coalition, and this coalition meets every month to basically help find ways to reduce substance abuse among adults and children in our communities. Now, most of the defendants that come across my desk are committing crimes that warrant very steep punishments or very long prison sentences. But there are some defendants on some less serious matters who show a hope for rehabilitation. Usually younger defendants who struggle from a traumatic upbringing, trying to overcome something that's occurred to them that's not their fault, or who have been poorly influenced by older family members, and they need some guidance and treatment. And it's through these community collaborations with Mantis and the Substance Abuse Coalition that I am able to really see the big picture and have an idea of exactly the type of defendant that comes across my desk so that I can make sure that justice is served on every single case that I touch. So it's through this type of community collaboration that I intend to continue my service as a judge of the 38th Circuit Court. I've recently launched a campaign to run for Circuit Court Judge in November of 2026. And if anyone has ever been a part of any type of legal proceeding, whether it be a traffic ticket, divorce, criminal matter, you know how important the judge's role is. And now in my outline here, I have a few more paragraphs about how important a judge is and what they do and why I think I would be that good judge. But one, I'm out of time. And two, I've been sitting back there feverishly taking a ton of notes because I am just so impressed with everything that is being done out here and with every single organization that has come up to talk. And I just want to really extend a thank you to August and to the Summerfield community for allowing me to come out here and be a part of that. I remember back in the fall, Jeff came back to the office and he's like, hey, have you been out to Summerfield lately? And I was like, no, honestly, I haven't. And he's like, they're doing amazing things out there. And then he just walked away. And I was like, well, wait, tell me about them all. So anyway, I think this event is amazing. Thank you very much for having me, and have a good rest of your day.
All right, our next speaker is Troy Goodenough. He is the sheriff.
Thank you, and I'll keep mine short so I can make up for the time our future judges. Standard, good side. Again to August and everybody in Summerfield. I've been attending since I think almost the inception of this program and becoming sheriff 4 years ago. It's a great program. And what I want to do today is highlight on some good things that are happening at the sheriff's office. But I want to start out with the comment that the superintendent made at the initial onset of this is bullying. With us today is Sergeant Jason Miller. He's our school resource sergeant. He oversees all of those officers. We are really, and in the DARE board, which Prosecutor Yorkie sits on with me, we are really focusing on getting the word of bullying out into our schools. I know our DARE officer, Debbie Lugo, is creating some roundtable discussions. And I just want the community to feel comfortable and understand that we're aware of what's going on, and we're putting programs in place to address that. And we're going to continue to ramp that up with bullying. It shouldn't take a loss of a student to cause this. And we've been looking at bullying now for about 18 months, but I can tell you this unfortunate situation has really wrapped it up. And you have my commitment that we will stay committed to addressing this issue rapidly and aggressively. What's the biggest hurdle that we're facing at the sheriff's office is vacancies with our employees. 2 weeks ago, I was 20 deputy sheriffs down. In the state of Michigan, we're over 3,000 law enforcement, less than what we were 10 years ago. I always go back and say, what's the change? Everybody used to love, following 9/11, everybody loved law enforcement, right? Because they know that tragedy. And we had people knocking on our doors for jobs. Over 3 decades ago when I started, you had 5 openings and 400 applicants. Today, you have 400 openings and 5 applicants. However, I'm happy to say we're getting a lot of applicants. I thank the Board of Commissioners and the leadership of the County of Monroe for making law enforcement and public safety their #1 priority. We have between 7 or 8 of them that will be going to the Academy in May. We have another 8 that will be going to the Academy in July. And we're a minimum of 3 going to the Academy in January. So we're going to cross that bridge, I think. I'm confident and optimistic. But one of the programs I want to share with you real quick is the CTE program. And what that is that affords the students from the 9 school districts in Monroe County to go to the ISD. It's a 2-year program in concept. Year 1 is a junior, year 2 is a senior. As a junior, we teach them all law enforcement aspects. When they finish their junior year, they get certified in CPR and first aid and AED. Year 2 is corrections centric. The curriculum is based on the Corrections Academy. And when they graduate high school, they take the test and they're a certified correction officer. We're making that our incubator to going forward that will have candidates come work for us. And the last thing, we're doing vaping, alcohol, and tobacco schemes, so keep your community aware. We're going to be here. You're not going to know when we're here, but if you're selling or consuming or offering it, you're going to have a hard way to go with us. I do have another commitment, so I have to leave. I'm sorry, ma'am, I deferred my time the best I can. I do have another commitment, so I'm going to step out. As always, if anybody has any questions, Sergeant Miller will be here, or you can always email us. Thank you again. Great. She's supposed to speak here, and I'll get her 3 minutes.
All right, I would next like to announce David Leach. He's the director of Monroe County Road Commission.
Thank you for having me. It's always good to come out here. Always good program you have. I didn't come here to talk about our unfunded road, but thank you, Senator Bolito, for all the work you guys do up in Lansing. We all know it's been a problem for many years. I appreciate the work you guys do up there for that. And as you were speaking, as Monroe County Road Commission Adopt a Road program, we do appreciate the generosity of groups like you that volunteer to pick up litter on the side of the road. So anybody interested, please reach out. We have plenty of roads, plenty of litter. Today is, I wanted to talk about, it's construction season here in Michigan. So I promise you spring is coming. It'll warm up, it'll get nice, I promise that. Orange barrels, they'll be sprouting like your Mayflowers will. So it's the April 21st to 25th, it is National Work Zone Awareness Week. So no better time than now to talk about safety on our roads, specifically in work zones. We remind the motoring public to please pay attention and obey the signs within the work zones. Lower your speeds, follow the traffic regulators, and you'll hear me say that a couple more times throughout this. It only takes a split second to change the lives of a family and your family. When driving through a work zone, drive like it's your family. Because it is somebody's family that's driving through there, that's regulating the traffic. So drive like it's your family. Work zone safety is everyone's responsibilities. It's just not the regulators, just not the workers, it's everybody's responsibilities. Slow down, minimize distractions, follow the posted signs and traffic regulators' directions. Be patient, stay calm. Every employee deserves to go home to their families at the end of the day. If the road is closed, please seek an alternate route. It's really closed. You don't have to go past the road closed sign and go, is this really closed? It is, I promise. You may not know the reason why, but I promise you it is closed. So many questions are, well, how was I supposed to know it was closed? So that's fine, first and foremost, but to enhance the awareness, we have implemented at the Road Commission features that do allow the public to receive notifications of what's going on at the Monroe County Road Commission. We invite you to please go to our website and sign up for these alerts, mcrc-mi.org, and you can sign up for these alerts and, some very important notifications, seasonal weight restrictions, public service announcements, for anticipated weather events, road closures, including emergency road closures, weekly road watch reports. We try to be as transparent and open, let the people of our community know what's going on. So on those road watch reports, it tells you what's coming for the week ahead, as well as what our subcontractors got planned for the week ahead. So when you're getting out in the community, you know what to expect the best you can. I'm sorry, I got a couple more things, please. Not to wrap it up. So we just invite Monroe County to please stay connected with what's going on in your county, because at the end of the day, it's your community. So, and you young folks, I appreciate everything you do, and pass those words along when you come to a work zone. Make them aware. Awareness is what we can all hope for. Thank you very much for what you do.
Our next speaker is Laura Perry. She is the owner of All Heart Athletics.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me again today. As a small business owner, there are a lot of things that we're working on in the spring, especially in our business. Really important work like uniforms, hard goods, baseballs, getting warm, so our corporations are coming out and doing t-shirts. But I want to touch on some of the things that really matter to us as a small business, and how we get to be connected with the community. So we had the tragic passing of Bella this week in Dundee this past week. We were able to put together a last minute fundraiser for her, doing t-shirts, yard signs, and bracelets. And in less than a week, through that fundraiser, all the proceeds went to the family, and we raised $4,500 to go to the family. So those are the things that we get to step in and do as a small business that we are really proud of. And not that we like to have those things happen, but we're proud to be able to stop our operations and do stuff like that to help a family in need. And then this past week we also lost Jack. And if you guys don't know this, and we haven't shared the photo yet, but a couple weeks ago, Jack, actually this conversation started a long time ago, but Jack reached out to me after he saw Chuck's varsity jacket. And he wanted his own varsity jacket. So before his tragic loss, we had actually made a varsity jacket for him. We have a picture of him in his varsity jacket. So
They put it on, they buried it.
Did they really? Oh, I did not know that. But
Yeah.
But those are the types of things that mean the world to us as a small business. And I'll get that picture out so everybody can share it. But he was so excited about that varsity jacket. We were going back and forth, getting him fitted for it. And on a personal note, I want to invite you guys, for anybody that's doing business in the Dundee, I also chair the Dundee DDA. We are doing our community breakfast on May 21st, and it will be at the Old Mill at 11:30. I'll get the link out to August, so you can send it to everybody. Very similar format, so if you're doing business in Dundee, we would love to have you. And then personally, I have filed to run as a state rep candidate in District 31. So that covers the northern part of Monroe County, parts of Lenawee, Washtenaw, and Wayne. So it is a very important district to Michigan, and especially for Monroe County. Being a mother, a businesswoman, a coach, I see everything that's happening in our state, from our infrastructure being at the bottom of the barrel, our education being at the bottom of the barrel. Anybody knows me, I'm a very competitive person. I don't like to be at the bottom of the list. So my experience in creating jobs, working in the education system, being a community leader, sitting on multiple DDAs, I feel like I'm well suited for that position. And I'd love to invite you guys to my fundraiser that we're having on May 31st. I'll give you guys out any information if you would like to attend. But that's going to be at the Old Mill to really kick it off, and I'd love to have the Summerfield community involved in that, because I know a lot of you are living in some of those areas that we don't receive. So I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to work, guys.
I would like to next introduce Rodney Blanchard from the United Methodist Church.
Thank you very much, everyone. Yes, I'm from the Petersburg United Methodist Church, the little white church over on Saline Street, if you're not familiar. Chuck Bruckner is our patriarch, so if you'd like to see him every Sunday morning, you can just come to our church. Teresa goes to our church. And I appreciate this opportunity just to talk about what we're doing at Petersburg to support our community and let everyone know we're looking for opportunities to help further. So we've been operating a food pantry there for a number of years now. Self-service. Initially, it was just a handful of us putting food in there continually because people were taking it continually, which is awesome. But in recent years, we recognize lots of people in the community are putting food in there. So thank you to everyone who's putting food in there. It is just a self-service situation. We also pass along money every year to Dundee Caring and Sharing for the great work they do. We hooked up a whole building generator here a couple years ago because we want to be able to be a heating and cooling center in the event of power outages. So we're ready to do that, and we've been opening up anytime there's been a power outage. We're a staunch supporter of the Rose Run. We hosted dinner there on the Friday night before the Rose Run, and last year we were able to pass along a nice donation to them. Plus, we lead the prayers for the weather for the Rose Run. There you go. Praying for the weather. We support Friends of the Library. Just this year with the school, we're supporting all 3 of the robotics teams. If you didn't know, Summerfield Schools has 3 robotics teams at the elementary, junior, and high school. One of the things we very much like to do is make sure that our kids in our small school have the opportunity that some of the larger schools have, so that they don't do school of choice, go to other schools. So things like the robotics team are awesome. Sport After Prom gave money to for some art display panels, which Jody said this morning they already had the chance to buy one. And there's going to be an art display coming up at the end of the month to take advantage of that. So provide money for emergency clothing fund they have. Support the bass fishing, Summerfield bass fishing team. And we just hosted a dinner for the 8th grade class at our church. We had about 120 people come, give money. The 8th graders helped. And we passed along every penny that was taken in through donations, and we were able to give them a $2,000 check for going to Washington, D.C. So thanks to all the 8th graders who helped. We also provide money for things like handicap ramps. We recently provided the money for one. It wasn't a member of our church, but it was someone in our community that needed that. And we also support a sewing ministry that pillows and blankets go to the women's shelters, and we have baby blankets to go to the hospitals. So, finally, in terms of church, if you'd like to come in and see our church, we have the Road to Resurrection next Saturday. It's a 15-minute guided tour through a reenactment of the last days of Jesus Christ from the last up to his resurrection. And our normal service is at 11 a.m. on Sundays. We have a new pianist. She's awesome. We are having a new sound system and audio-visual system installed by the end of May, so we'll be in the 21st century. And we also are getting a new minister on July 1st. Our current minister is moving up to Mount Pleasant. So thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Our next speaker is going to be AJ York. He is the church planter for Journey Baptist Church.
Good morning. So I am. You might ask, what's a church planter? Well, we're starting fresh and new. We're a brand new work off the ground, and so I live right across from the elementary school over here, and just moved to the Petersburg area, and so I wanted to kind of get to know our community and where we're going to be at. We are planning kind of north of here, but we wanted to kind of get in and get to know our community, and so. But I appreciate all of you here. I just want to kind of go down through here, and I just want to thank you guys as I'm hearing from you all, and I'm making notes. I'm making a prayer list. I'm going to be praying for each and every one of you, and so I hope you understand that the York family, we're going to be praying for you guys in every capacity that you serve. Our boys are going to be going to the elementary school in the fall, and so we're excited about getting involved there, and so. But we're just a new work. Like I said, our desire is to evangelize, edify, and equip people to go out and do that very same thing. And so just kind of an opportunity for me to get to know you guys. And I'm going to yield the rest of my time. So, all right? Thank you.
I would like to next introduce Marsha. She's the from the Monroe County Library System.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me back too, accidentally or on purpose, whatever. But I just wanted to say I've recognized so many of you from doing this last time. I also think it's great. I don't want to be super repetitive, but I do want to just hit some of the things the library is doing. How we do have homework helpers or concerts. We just finished our concert series. I'm currently located at the Ellis branch, which is across from the fairgrounds. I work upstairs in our reference department. We do a lot of genealogy. We do divorce forms. We do everything. I'm a notary. We have notaries at a lot of libraries. Business center, it's one-stop shopping. Chuck originally, thank you, invited me because we've been digitizing all of the old class composites. So if you are a third or fourth generation lifer here at Summerfield, like we are, you can go back and trace your family, starting right here with the schools and follow that on. We have, you reminded me, seeing you, Rodney, too, we have a podcast room there at the Ellis Library. I get to see your brother-in-law. He frequently does his podcast there. We have a library of things where you can now check out things like tools, cake pans. I mean, it's so random, but you just have to go to our website at mymcls.com. We have fishing poles. People come and check out fishing poles and then fish behind us in the river. And our most recent popular one, we have an EMF, a ghost hunting kit. It's everything. So it's more than just the walls of the building. We have a very digital presence. We have consumer reports online. We have Learn a Test, so you can practice all kinds of testing. It's very Go Pebble Go. We do a lot of things with schools. There's so much. I can't even cover it all. But we do have concert series. We have a bird watching program coming up. We have 60 book clubs. I think there's just something for everyone. So if you don't think you have a reason to go to the library or to go to our website and visit, you do. There is something for everyone. And I also have been reflecting a lot about this community. I've seen a lot of you a lot this week, and I was thinking that too at Jack's service with the eulogy that Brian gave, eulogizing his father, who was also a school administrator. And I want to echo that too, because he had said, his dad would work all day and then go back and you're not here for the money, you're here for the kids and the community. And you guys echoed that again this morning. You're picking up garbage on a Sunday, you're going to 2 funerals in a week, visiting with old friends. You have projects, including my nephews, who were so happy to see you there. And I just feel like this community is amazing. And yeah, so not only are you working all day, going to sporting events, concerts, board meetings, you're going to funerals, graduation parties, weddings. I mean, I see you guys everywhere, and I just feel like this job, which is wonderful, but I just feel like if you broke your job down by an hourly rate, you guys are in the red. You guys are not making money. So I just appreciate this community, this administration. Thank you for having me. Please come see me at the library. Go visit your local library. Go, pick up garbage on the highway. Thank you.
All right, our next speaker is Chuck Bruckner, the community leader.
Thank you, Marsha.
Thank you, Chuck.
Well, people ask me what I was going to talk about, so I have this question quite often. Was you born in Petersburg? No, I was not. I was actually born on Milwaukee Road, just outside of Dundee. And from there, I went from there to Dundee. Then I ended up out here on Summerfield Road, and that's where my dad, who worked for Monroe County driving a truck, and he had an accident by going through Azalea, and a fire truck come out from a side driveway of some sort, slammed into him, knocked him out of the truck, and he lived for about 3 days. And so we were out here on Summerfield Road, and my mother got a check from the insurance company, and she took that $1,500 check, is what she got, brought it into Petersburg, and found a house for $1,500, a 2-story house on 69 Railroad Street, Petersburg. And from there on, I went to school. I played football, basketball, baseball, anything I guess to get me get me out on the field. And I married my childhood sweetheart. We were married for 70 years. And, well, that's it.
Oh, I'm back.
All right, I think, and I always do, and I've got multiple papers I'm jotting notes down on, like, the can, and what can is doing with Monroe Public, to know more about that. What else, the senior center, like, I'm so new to the community, I'm loving to know how is Summerfield Schools yet connected to the senior center, how can we foster a partnership there? Bullying, I know a couple of us about bullying, something that came to mind with me is how much things have changed, like, the world continues to evolve, but there's not a blueprint. So a lot of times bullying, when we think of it now, we deal with a lot of social media. Like a lot of things, when we were kids, it just looks different now. So there's not really a script on how to respond. So we're constantly, when we're talking about bullying, it's not just that face-to-face anymore. It's what's happening at home. It's what's happening that when kids aren't home, when they're out and about, whether they're on Snapchat or they're on TikTok, or the new apps that we don't even know about. Like it's very hard to keep up. But definitely a shout out. We have an amazing resource officer. I have to say that. She's my wife. Sergeant Miller does an amazing job overseeing the resource officers. And just we try to look at all that. And these guys up here, Cam and Jody, and Andrew and Joy as well. Like it's a hard task. But I appreciate the commitment that Summerfield has in addressing it and taking those needs seriously and just making sure nobody is going home and just having thoughts go through their mind that we don't want to go through their mind. So I did know Chuck's shirt, love that. The Rose Run shirt, I love the Rose Run shirt, that was so cool. Jess had to step out, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what this looks like. Mr. Shankin, thank you so much for bringing him up. He was my principal, my freshman, sophomore, junior year at Duncan High School. So I got to know him that way, and then when I came here, I walked in to a planner on the desk saying, I'm like, so proud of you, Mr. Shankin, and he was a guy that we looked up to so much growing up. To have that connection and relationship in this role. It's only been 6 months with him, but it's been awesome sitting on his couch and going, this yellow legal pad. We have a yellow legal pad for everything. But
I saw that every Friday.
Yeah, but definitely it's been an amazing experience, great man. But at this point, and I think I didn't do this last time, Ms. Perry pointed out, and I thought it was a great idea. Is there anything that anybody has to add or anybody that wasn't on the list that wants to share anything?
I didn't tell you that I do urge people to sign up for the property fraud alert. You would not believe how much that is going on, and you just go to the Monroe County Register of Deeds website. It's just a few clicks, very easy to sign up, and I urge you to do so.
Definitely go to that one. We'll share that with on our school Facebook pages, just to inform the community too.
Great.
Is it simple to put your address in?
It's not the address, it's all done, everything's recorded by name.
Okay.
So anytime
So I
your
don't
name
know if
shows
you
up.
can pull up my property, commercial ID number.
That's how easy it is to sign up. If you know your name and how to spell it.
I think I can figure that out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Perfect.
I got a handout I'm gonna pass around too, just a little more detail of what we do at senior center.
I think you want to be talking.
No. Yes, sir.
Yeah, just real quick, take a little bit of my 30 seconds back. I had some pamphlets, information, if anyone does look for additional information, questions you may have, maybe new questions for me, because there's been a lot of things in. But anything I can provide for anyone, I would be more happy to do that.
That was a new law to me, the one when Pastor Ellis brought up likewise. There's a part of the law is release time for religious instruction. So it's I've never heard of it, but definitely looking forward to working with Likewise to offer that service in Pastor Ellis. We're going to make it work. It'll start off in our elementary school next year, and it's going to be a nice collaboration for sure.
I have some brochures too. I know you don't need that much.
Yeah. So, yes, sir.
I'm Nathan McCarty. Some of you guys know me, some of you don't, but I just want to support our road commission a little bit. As someone that was a flagger for a summer when he was young, that guy doesn't know anything. So don't stop him, don't ask him anything. says, and then go to the site that he said to learn about what's really going on.
I appreciate it, thank you.
I expect a lot of heat from you.
That is true, if I may. A temporary is out there flagging, they wanna call, they wanna solve the real problem of the temporary employee, so, yeah, please don't call. You can ask a simple question, but they're not gonna solve those problems, I promise.
All right. Yes, ma'am, Ms. Rogers.
All right.
No, no, not, no. No, baby.
No, on a serious note, and I'm staying back here because I may look tough and funny, but I'm really a big Swedish baby. I have spent a lot of time with Bella's parents, pretty much every waking moment I can, so I ship them up north to like August. You know, we can't remember these our personal like venture rock. I explain it like John Coffee and Remount, take all the bad in, you gotta get it out. Laura, they can't think you have everything you have done this community. I really hope to see something for my own self because I have 3 littles. I have 2 graduating from Dental, 1 has already graduated. I'm like that was elementary, still there. So lots of changes coming. I'd love to see, especially how close we are to work together. So on behalf of Deb and Brian, they cannot finish work. They were at my house late last night finishing up some thank yous. They are overwhelmed by how much people have supported them and their daughter. So yeah, believe it or not, Roger does cry. I do. But thank you guys for being there for them, especially because it is a lot. So that's all. On that note, have a great day.
I think, and just one last for our moderators, Kylie and Gia, great job today. We'll get word reaching out, we'll get a couple, I think Pastor said 4, maybe we'll meet in the middle on 3, we'll figure out
We call that other meeting.
All right, you guys did amazing. Thank you. I'll send the picture here.
Great job.
Sure, appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thanks for making it work.
You guys did good.
Yeah, we did.